to Sunday Night Chat with Jean-Luc and Nick. We are changing it to Sleepy Time Chat with Jean-Luc and Nick.
We're
Please.
hoping you're enjoying your evening.
Yes,
And
definitely.
welcome.
The music you're actually hearing right now,
Or you
everybody,
were
or you
here.
have been listening to, is the music that Nick and I actually fall asleep to every night. We did it on purpose to play
I'll
it.
share it again.
We will share it just if you're listening. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but we wanted to let you know that this is the music that we go to sleep with. We'll explain why and so on and so forth throughout the session this evening. But before we go into that, we're going to go into some announcements, of course. And you're going to stop playing music this evening.
Yes.
We don't need. I'll fall asleep if this music keeps playing throughout the session. I will
No, you
definitely. I'll be like, okay, we go.
won't.
No lie though, and it worked last night. I was having a hard time sleeping, falling asleep, and I turned the music on my phone, and within 2 seconds, I was like, out. So it works, at least for me.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have had a great week so far. As you all know, I'm Jean-Luc, and it is actually day 14 of Kickstart already. Can you believe we are going into week 3 of this 6 weeks challenge? I know, week 3 already, but I hope you guys are enjoying yourself so far because that's an important part of this entire journey.
We hope you're feeling proud, connected, and maybe just a little sore in all the right places. We're hoping that we're coming to you tonight.
Anything on the floor.
We're coming to you tonight after an amazing Bougie Mama retreat in the Kawarthas this weekend. What a great experience. We had a great time.
We definitely did. We laughed. We there was crafting, there was playing games, there was some really good food. It was an entire weekend filled of love, and it was really cool because there was a lot of people there with their moms. Some ladies were there with their moms to celebrate Mother's Day, and it was a bougie mama, so they was not roughing it at all. We had really nice accommodations, which was great. But we're still buzzing with that energy, which is so exciting.
And we're also celebrating Mother's Day.
Yes. So we want to make sure we wish all of you amazing, amazing ladies, anyone who has that role of being a mother. We just want to really, really extend so much love to every single one of you, and we love you all, and we're so glad that we have our two moms with us still. We are very, very lucky and blessed with still having them as a part of our lives. And if you have your mom, make sure you give her a hug and send her some love and some warm wishes. If your mom's not with us, unfortunately, just still send her some love because I know it always feels good to send those people that are guiding us throughout our daily. I'm sorry, I have a cat who just literally laid on my feet.
And
She's sending me love. I guess I'm her mom.
And of course, if you have memories of your mom, if you've lost her, please share in chat or in the comments online. This is the day to remember those where we came from. So, and today is all about gratitude, love, and reflection. So, thank you for spending part of your Mother's Day evening with us. And if you're not joining us live tonight, which we totally get it, some of you are having dinners and have events. We totally understand that. But we're here still, or we didn't get to celebrate Mother's Day with our actual mothers.
And you can watch the recording.
Exactly.
Right? So you can watch it at a later time.
What's great about all this.
So we're going to get into our topic tonight because I think it's such an important topic. And this topic was actually brought to us by a few of the Kickstart members from last time. And we talked about sleep a lot, but we need to repeat ourselves over and over again because what do we say about repetition? When you repeat something over and over again, eventually, I'm not saying everything sticks when you repeat it, but parts stick. Right. And so then when you repeat again, a different part sticks.
Exactly.
So let's talk about sleep again and let's dig into this whole idea of what challenges we face with sleep.
So if you've ever been exhausted but couldn't shut off your brain, which is something that happens to me all the time, if you scrolled way too long in bed, or if you're just ready to finally feel rested again, this conversation is for you. And tonight we want you guys also to participate. So if you guys have tips, because what we're sharing tonight is our own experience. We are not professionals. We are not experts. We're not doctors. We're not therapists. We are not here to tell you what to do.
No.
We are just sharing what we do. So if something we do is not something you would do, that's fine. Everybody ready to do what you want to do. But we would encourage all of you to share in chat or on the Facebook group or in KickStart on the forum. What do you do to help you sleep? So that's your homework today, because we think that a lot of us think, everybody knows what we do. No, go share, let people know, and then we will share tonight what we do.
And I think a lot of us, like you said, hun, think, oh, well, sleeping is easy. You go to your room, you lay in your bed, you put your blankets on, and you fall asleep. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. As a 5-year-old, yeah, it was that easy. We didn't want to go to sleep at 5 years old, though, did we? It was like 7:30 or whatever time it was.
Now I can't wait to go to sleep.
Now, well, you know what it is? It's really funny that we say we can't wait to go to sleep, but there's nights where we don't want to go to sleep. But then
Because
when
there's not enough hours in a day.
but then when we get into bed, we're like, why were we fighting this? Our bed is so comfortable. It's funny,
If
right?
your bed's comfy.
If your bed is comfortable, of course.
Yes.
But it's funny how sometimes we, even as adults, fight that resistance. And I think there's that threshold that we all have that when we know, okay, I should have went to sleep like 20 minutes ago because I knew at that point I was actually tired. And now I pass that threshold and I'm wide awake.
So let's get into why sleep matters on your wellness journey. I've actually been reading a lot of interesting facts, and I will kind of use what I've been reading to kind of explain to you guys something I've learned in the last. And I explained it to Jean-Luc this weekend. So humans and mammals, us humans, elephants, shrews, mice, we're all come from the same kind of branch in terms of evolution. Okay. And on the other side, you have reptiles, birds, those are all kind of the same kind of species that come up. But millions of years ago, we were all our species were different. And when dinosaurs were around, most mammals on the planet were actually small and lived underground. So most of our ancestry, all the species that came before us, most of them spent their time underground. What did that do to humans? We sunburn because we were our ancestors were underground for so long that we lost the ability to not be burnt by UV rays. Our eyesight, we can see at night. We have more colors in our eyes than reptiles and birds because we need eyesight. When you're underground, you need that.
Or anything dark.
Anything dark. So a lot of the things that we have as humans come from that time. Same thing with sleep. Sleep is part of that thing. Part of the reason we actually sleep as mammals differently than other types of species because of that evolution. So we need sleep. Our bodies need sleep to function. If we do not have sleep, we start to have,
so many issues.
Yes.
So many health-related issues and mental wellness related issues have to do with sleep. A lot of it is related to sleep. And we, as humans or as people, we think sleep is a luxury, but it isn't a luxury. It's a necessity.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can be luxurious when you can sleep when you're on vacation and you have that extra time, but it's still a necessity to sleep.
I got the whole bed to myself.
Yes, you do.
Right?
He never does.
I never do, but
never does.
we all know that
We have a
feeling.
big enough bed. We can
I know, we
meet
part
in the middle and then we part seas.
We part the seas so it's time to fall asleep.
But again, like I was saying, it's such a necessity to have in your everyday. But getting good quality rest is just as important as moving your body or eating good foods.
Eating healthy.
So making sure that you have sleep on a regular basis. And yes, there's going to be nights where you're going to spend a little less time sleeping and a little more time socializing. But in general, again, on average, if you're getting a good night's sleep, you can compensate for those nights, right? You also have to realize that sleep repairs your muscles. It balances your hormones. It processes emotion. And without it, motivation will dip. Your cravings will spike and you get more stressed out and things are harder to manage.
Think about computers, right? They do wonderful thing, computers, and you have to reboot them once in a while because they get stuck. The human body is the same thing. This is a computer. It's doing. You think a computer is smart? This thing up here is so smart. You're breathing right now without even thinking about it.
Be plugged in.
Like you don't have to sit here and think, I'm going to digest right now.
Yeah.
Digest.
Yeah.
Your body is so smart that while you're talking or listening to us right now and watching what we're saying,
it's doing thousands of
things at the same time. So if you don't shut this down sometimes and give it some time to just turn off and compile all the data and everything that's been happening throughout your days, you will start to see side effects from that.
Exactly. And I always love looking at sleep as being the shower for the inside of your body. We take showers on a daily basis to like clean ourselves from sweat and so on and so forth. Sleep actually does that on the inside.
Some people didn't listen.
I know, but
everybody
I didn't either.
Drink your water.
So, as I was saying,
Sorry.
sleep really helps you clean out those toxins in your body. So if you don't get enough sleep, those toxins stay in your body. But the more sleep you get, you release so many things and you actually think clearer and you'll start seeing a huge change in yourself once you start getting regular amounts of sleep.
So now let's talk about, where the magic happens, the bedroom.
Woohoo.
This is so risque because if your space isn't supporting your sleep, you're already at a disadvantage. And there's also a big part of, if you're sleeping on your own, then this doesn't apply to you. But someone who sleeps with someone else, so we sleep in the same bed, you also have to have communication with your partner.
Definitely.
So I think that's the first thing I want to talk about is Jean-Luc and I, when we first met, we both slept very differently. Jean-Luc slept on 2 futon mattresses in the taco, and I slept on a regular double bed. And when we met, first of all, Jean-Luc likes to cuddle, and Nick can't be touched to fall asleep. And that's a big dilemma when you're in a taco bed, and you can't. Your back hurts. So that's essentially when we first met. We had a discussion about sleeping.
Definitely.
Because we had to be honest with each other. I couldn't go through life not getting some sleep. I couldn't live a relationship never getting sleep. So we were honest. I had to tell him. So what we do now, based on that discussion, is when we go to sleep, we cuddle. We're a couple. We're married. So if you're ashamed, if you're not happy with that, sorry, you're watching the wrong show. But that's what we do first. And then when I'm tired, okay, hon, I'm ready to go to bed. We split apart, and then we each sleep on our own side. And then if I'm asleep throughout the night, I might go back to him. I can't fall asleep if I'm being touched.
I'm the same way though. I've realized
No,
too
you're
that.
not. I can touch you. You can
Oh,
fall
really?
asleep with.
Never mind. I lied. I guess I
That's
can
a
fall asleep
lie.
without an
That's
issue.
a lie. That's such a lie. He plonks out every 2 seconds. He's out.
Not all the time, but it does happen
Yeah.
often.
Hey, your issue is not staying asleep.
Yeah, my issue. No, it's good.
Me, it's going to sleep, and I can sleep for 18 hours.
And
but it's falling asleep.
I like what Nick just said there is knowing yourself and knowing where you struggle. Like, is it my going to sleep part that I'm struggling with? Or is it the staying asleep parts that I'm struggling with? Or is it the I can't get back to sleep if I wake up? Right? So starting to monitor what part of sleeping
You're struggling
with.
And so for Jean-Luc and I, when we first met, like I said, it was a taco bed, touching. So we had the discussion about the split apart, but the bed was a big issue for us.
I went and bought a box spring
right away.
The next week.
And if you are sleeping on a bed that is hurting your back, Jean-Luc can attest to this. His back is destroyed from years of sleeping on a bad bed.
Well, I wouldn't say destroyed, but I have sore backs because of it.
It was destroyed.
Well, I'm still standing and I'm able to do things.
Yes,
destroyed is a very, very
true.
Like honestly, I do step class 10 times a week.
I'll give you that.
I have a sore back, but again, think of comfort, right? Making sure you know what comfort is to you. So back to the idea of knowing yourself, knowing where you're falling into, where you're struggling with sleep, but also looking at the things you're already doing right now that might be helping you with your sleep. Okay.
Exactly. So let's start by giving you some other tips. So we talked about communication, talking with your partner if you are, sleeping with someone else, or even with yourself, self-analyze your sleep and figure out what are the things that are bothering you about your sleep and note these down and then start to think of what you can do to help yourself go through those situations. But the next step is to make a calm space.
Yeah.
Your bedroom should be your sanctuary. It should be where you sleep. Remember what I said there? Where you sleep.
Well, there's other things that could happen there.
Well, yeah.
But sleep mostly.
It shouldn't be what I'm trying to say is you shouldn't be having a chicken dinner in bed.
No.
You shouldn't be doing your homework in bed as I used to do as a kid, which is not a good thing. You shouldn't be doing activities in bed that
guilty as charged. Some of these things should probably not be in the bedroom as well, but I'm guilty. I'm being honest. But I know there's a lot of people that have rules, and that's another thing is creating those rules. But again, Nick said this whole idea of keeping this a calm sanctuary. This is the place where you want to rest, right? So if you have a TV in there and you have all your electrical devices, even if they're not on, and I know this sounds silly, and there's stuff in the air. And not only that, it's the temptation, right? The temptation of touching the remote control to open the TV if you can't sleep. And those are the things that actually stop you from getting to sleep and getting the rest that you actually need. So try removing any of those things that causes the stress in your life. And that's only the devices, but let's say you have a pile of laundry in your room. And all you're looking at is that damn pile of laundry going, oh my God, I'm in bed right now, but that pile of laundry is there and it won't fold itself. And maybe I should get up and fold it, but I can't fold it right now because I really got to go to sleep, right? So remove those things from your life. Make sure that, not from your life. Can you imagine removing laundry from your life? Wouldn't that be fabulous, everybody? Yes, I would love it. Nick would be
I
very
love
sad.
laundry.
But
okay, I remove cooking from your life.
I didn't say it. It was a total mistake. But again, that's a huge thing. So making sure your paperwork, your bedroom is not your office. And yes, if it does use it as your office, I love the idea of putting that stuff away in a drawer so that way it's not there visibly for you to see it, to once again obsess about the things that you need to do when what you should be doing in your room is sleeping. Your phone is another way as well, another thing as well. So these are just things to think about. Like, what am I doing right now that might be hindering my nightly routine or my sleep?
Next thing is keeping it cool. Studies have shown that room with temperatures between 15 and 19 degrees is ideal for sleep. Cooler temps help signal your body it's time to wind down. But if you're on, and also if you're on a hot at night, try using some breathable blankets, something that can maybe have a fan nearby. If you have an air conditioner, make sure you set it to the right temperature for you.
Open a window.
Open a window. If sleeping in a
You don't have to.
doesn't work for you, then do the opposite that works for you. Put the temperature up, get the weighted blanket, get the things that are going to make your temperature in your room ideal so you don't have that issue. And for Jean-Luc and I, it has to be cold.
We have to be cold.
So in our room, we always have to have it cold. It doesn't matter what time of the year is. On this weekend at Bougie Mama, we opened the windows. By the time we got back in the room at night, it was freezing cold, but we stripped down to our nudie Judy selves, jumped into bed, and cuddled until we warmed up, and eventually we were just warm, and it was like perfect. And if I was too high, I'd just stick my foot out to cool out and stick it back in and snuggle back. It was perfect for us.
And I completely understand, and I love how Nick mentioned we do sleep naked. Like, we'll be very honest, it took us years to get there, but we do now, and it is something that
I can't wear clothes now.
We can't. It's awkward when we get tangled in the clothing. Yeah. And honestly, it's a temperature thing. Yes, I get it. Not everybody's comfortable with that, but try it at least once to see if it does change your sleeping pattern. I would recommend doing it. And I know it could be awkward. It might not be something you want to do. Or wear something that is very light. Try wearing something like a very oversized light t-shirt. That might be helpful as well.
Another thing that we just touched on is the blankets.
Mm-hmm.
So Jean-Luc and I, when we met, we both don't like a top sheet.
We hate top sheets.
We actually sleep with just comforters. We do not. Again, we just talked to you guys. What happens with our clothes? We tangled. If we put a top sheet, oh my God, it's like we get mixed up in it somehow. We both move a lot.
Our necks.
Yeah, we both move a lot when we sleep, so it would just not be fun.
I kind of feel with that morning when I woke it up with it around my neck, it wasn't on accident.
Don't blame me for that. It's not my fault what you do in your sleep.
But Nick said we actually sleep with a comforter, and I'm gonna correct you on that. It's not a comforter. It's actually a very thin
I'll show you guys.
It's like a very thin blanket that has batting in it, but it's not very thick, so it's very cool. It's not very heavy on us, and I
sweat a lot. Cool. Okay. So that's another thing. I'm a very hot sleeper, so I sweat a lot, and so if I sleep with a heavy comforter, I end up soaked in the morning. So again, you have to learn what works for you. If you're going through menopause right now, maybe try switching your comforter to something a little less heavy, something less. Not as keep both around. So if you're feeling cold, you can have one and you can just swap it out with the other. If you know you're going through that, then find things you can have around so that you can switch out things if you're having issues.
And think about the counts of your thread counts for your sheets. That's really important to think of.
We used to think it was crazy, but no.
It makes sense. And also, we've gone to bamboo sheets because they are soft, they are light,
cool,
and they stay cool, which is amazing.
We also have
Right.
special pillows so our plan after we're done talking all
We're
this,
actually going to bring you on a tour of our bedroom.
you're gonna go to our bedroom with us.
Yeah, we're going to go to bed together. We're all going to
We're gonna
sleep
have some
together.
fun in our bedroom together. So we're going to show you guys what we actually are talking about right after we're done this presentation. But next thing is dimming the lights.
Yes, changing the atmosphere. Having bright lighting in your bedroom does not provoke sleep. It actually makes your brain think, oh, it's awake time, need to be awake right now, need to get work done because it's bright and it's bright lights. So, where does the dimming of the lights start? It doesn't start in your bedroom. It actually starts in your living room, in your kitchen, right before you get to sleep. So, the first light you should be dimming, or I would suggest, is dimming the bedroom light first. So, it's already dimmed when you get to bed.
Just aside, like an ambiance.
On ambiance. I'll show you what we use as well. So there's some technology tricks out there that could be very helpful for that. So that way you don't have to think about it. Next thing, making sure that your kitchen lights are dim after dinner.
One of our things that we often do every night is by the end of the night, all we have left on in our living room by the time we're winding down is just the colorful lights around our living room.
And Andy.
Which
we'll show you, Andy. We'll show you that because I brought Andy to the bedroom because it would be a great thing to put in the bedroom.
So we actually dim the lights as low as we can before we go to bed, so that it's already making our brain adjust. Okay, it's time to wind down and go to bed.
And I want to reiterate because I did see just a comment here about I can't sleep in completely darkness. I completely get that. Not everybody's the same way. We're not saying remove all like as far as like get blackout shades for everybody and make sure because everybody needs a little bit of different type of lighting.
You have to find your own
so you need to find what fits for you, right? And if you are someone that sleeps with the lights on, hey, I'm like, I wish I could, but I can't. I need it a little bit darker than that. But I and Nick, we used to sleep very differently light-wise. It needed to be pitch black for me. If there was a little crack in the window, I actually had to find a way to cover that. If there was a light on a clock and it was a blue light or a red light, I had to put something on top of that because I could not fall asleep with it.
And I can sleep with that.
And he can sleep with any light on. So,
but it used to take me 2 hours to fall asleep, which we'll talk about as well in a bit.
Yeah. So keeping in mind that the brightness really does have an effect on you, but also the blue lights from screens have effects on you as well. So keeping in mind, maybe your light on your phone, a lot of us have night mode on the phone now too. Maybe at a specific time of night, you turn it to the night mode. So that way you're not wanting to search on your phone as much because it's not as bright. And so maybe that's a way to get away from your phone and bring it into the bedroom. There was another comment about TVs. There's a question about TVs. We are firm believers that TVs in the bedroom only cause you to stay awake longer because what it is, oh my God, I want to keep watching the news or I want to watch another episode of this or I'm going to do this or
we used to have a TV in our room.
I'm going to channel surf.
We used to for years. It was one of the things when we lost all our weight, we actually removed TV from our bedroom. It was one of the things we actually
changed. It really helped a lot.
Because for us, what would happen is that we would watch TV downstairs and we would just continue our show in our bedroom. And then by the time we finished, it would be like midnight.
2.5 hours later still.
And so now when we shut down a TV in the living room, it's a clear markation to us that it's done. We can't watch anymore. And that's why one of our commitments this time for me is that on weeknights, I'm not allowed to start a new TV show after 9 p.m. So I didn't get it all last week with everybody, so I'm being honest here. But most days last week and the week before at 9 p.m., whatever we're watching, it's the last thing we watch. And once it's finished, we end and we go straight to the bedroom. That's one of my commitments because, again, it's something that we struggled with is we have a hard time going to bed because we want to just keep doing things and, being up.
And this was technically the next tip, actually. It was that keep in mind that your bedroom should be your sleep oasis. Especially if you're someone that struggles to sleep. Make that bedroom that place where you're just zen. It's quiet time. It's maybe reading a book time. Bring some tea to bed with you. That's okay. I think that's important. I also think having water beside you is a great thing. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, and I know people are like, oh my God, I'm going to pee all the time. But sometimes you just wake up and you just need to have that sip of water to get rid of that dryness in your mouth. And then fall back asleep again, right? So those are a few little tips there as well.
And also create yourself a wind down routine. Like we said earlier, you start turning off some lights. If you have a timer for yourself, you can use different things to kind of set your new routine for yourself. So like I said, for us, it's that whole TV watching thing. That's our new routine. We're trying to establish a pattern using that as our tool. Now, does that mean that if it's 9 p.m. and our friends are over and
Good night.
I'm not watching TV? No, it doesn't mean that, because I said TV. Because nights that we're watching TV are usually nights it's just the two of us at home. Nights that we're not watching TV, usually we have friends or our family over and we're doing an event or something. So that's okay. We stay up later. We want to live life. We still want to enjoy and do things. Our issue is going to sleep early when we should be going to sleep early. When we have the luxury of having extra sleep, we don't take that time to get that extra sleep.
And I love the suggestion that someone said, or Carmen said, she wears an eye mask. So if you are with someone who needs more lighting and someone else in your room needs to pitch to complete darkness, getting eye masks are a great solution to that. You do have to adjust. It does take some getting used to, but once you start wearing it on a regular basis, and I'm sure there's some better eye masks out there than others, it would definitely become.
Where's the other phone?
It's over there. Why?
Because you need it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get it.
And I'm gonna get it now. So you keep talking. You're talking. So keep talking.
He threw me off. He threw me off. So even considering what you're starting your wind down routine and saying, okay, before bed, I'm gonna turn off the TV and I want to be in bed by 9:30, let's say. So let's say 9:30 is I'm gonna be in bed. Didn't see I'm going to sleep. But your routine at 9:30 is at 9:20 is okay, for the next 10 minutes, I'm turning off the TV and I'm gonna clean up the house. I'm just gonna put things away or go to my room and make sure that pile of laundry is put away, or at least somewhere where I don't see it. Because I'm not telling you stay up and fold the laundry. I'm saying remove the things out of your way. If you feel like, you know what, there's enough laundry for me to do it in 10 minutes and put away, then do that. How gratifying will it be for you to go, oh my God, I actually put my laundry away today, right? Those little things will help.
And if it's your commitment to do your dishes every day.
Exactly. If it's your commitment to do dishes, then do your dishes. Find something.
She knows who she is.
Yeah. Find something that helps you, Mom. Find something that helps you. Find something that you're piggybacking something with, right?
Yeah.
Associate a sleep and a commitment together. Your sleep and commitment together.
Exactly. So now we're done. Kind of give you guys the main tips they want to give you. We're actually now Jean-Luc is actually going to go to our bedroom. So I'm staying here with you guys. So if you have questions as we're doing this, please post them in chats. And you should still be able to hear them because we actually got our lavaliers on. So you guys should still be able to hear them. Yeah.
I hope you guys can hear me. I can't see anybody. So I hear things. So I'm not going to turn on the lights because this is how our bedroom technically looks like when before we go to bed. This happens automatically for us. Okay, everybody. The reason why I'm saying that is because all of our lights in our bedroom are actually on. They're all smart lights. So the actual bulb, and I'm going to just pull that, is a smart bulb. You'll probably have a hard time seeing it. And what I mean by a smart bulb is it has multiple functions and it's connected to an app on my phone. So I control the lighting in our bedroom from this app. I can make the colors, bright. I can make them dim. I can make them rainbow color if I want to. I don't do that in the bedroom because I don't want that type of feeling in here. I want it to be calm. We love a really dim glow. And normally, I'll be very honest, Nick's light is not on. We usually have Nick's light off. Oh, can you grab my phone, honey?
I brought you TikTok.
And can you bring me my phone as well?
So they're right here.
TikTok. So Nick's light is usually off. I turned it on right now just for you guys to see how bright it is in here. But I'm going to turn my light off and show you what it's like. Can you bring me my phone, hon?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. I'm going to show you what it's like. I'm going to even show you the app here. So the app that I use is called Smart Life. And the devices that I purchased are all they connect to this app. So as you can see, this is my side light, which is this light right here. So if I press this little green button, the light turns off. If I press Nick's side light, boom, light turns off. So right now, because it is 7 p.m., it is still early. The lights are off. However, look at above. This is a fantastic thing. This is a night light. So considering buying yourself some type of device that might be soothing for you to look at before you go to sleep. We love this. We don't use it in our bedroom, but I thought I'd bring it in the room just to give you guys an idea of what you can
We use it as a light.
what you can get. This is actually a light in our living room, and it's this little guy right here. I'm going to turn the light back on so you can actually see him. Just give me a second. Is it not letting me? There we go. So it's this little guy right here. We named him Andy. Well, we named her Andy. Her name's Andrea. We have her on our Amazon shop, and we absolutely love it in our living room. But how cool is that to have this on your ceiling? And it's very soothing. We felt it was very soothing. It's meant for a child's bedroom. It does have a timer on it and everything. We also in our bedroom have a speaker. This is our JBL speaker. We have an old phone in our room that connects to the speaker, and that phone is actually the phone that I'm talking to you right here on Zoom. And this phone connects to the speaker, and our music plays. So that music you heard earlier tonight gets played on that phone. I want to show you guys what else do I want to show you. So look at the blanket that I was showing that we talked about earlier. It's a very, very thin blanket. It does keep great heat for us, though. We absolutely love it because if we're too hot, we can take our legs out. If we're too cold, we can get cocooned, as we like to call it, in. Sheets. These are the bamboo sheets that we absolutely love. They're super soft. They remain cool. And Nick, who's a huge sweater, he does not come out drenched the same way. And he doesn't. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to think Nick is sweat so much that he's completely drenched every day. But sometimes it does happen when he's sick, when he's not feeling well. It is more like that. What's another thing? Our pillows. Let me show you our pillows. We purchased our pillows at Sleep Country Canada, and they're actually cooling pillows. So do you see the pattern on here? There's a cooling gel in here. So they always stay cold. So we never have to flip our pillows around. We love this because I don't know how many times we would go to sleep, and especially myself, I would play flip the pillow, flip the pillow. As soon as my pillow got warm, I would get frustrated and I'd be like, oh my God, my pillow's warm. And it would wake me up. With these pillows, it's nowhere near the same. Nick loves it. We actually also purchased queen size versions of them, and we have them in our
double.
regular size pillows. Sorry, these are the king. We purchased the regular size pillows, and we travel with them in our spare bedroom. The pillows are a Canadian brand. Pardon me?
Turn around and talk to them.
Sorry, the pillows are a Canadian brand. I will look into it and I'll post it in the group. I don't remember exactly the name, but they are a cooling night pillow of some kind. I'm sure you can find something similar in the US as well, in the States. What else was I going to talk about?
Our mattress.
Oh, yes, our mattress here. This is our mattress. We've had this mattress for several years. It is called a Husky brand mattress. So when Nick and I were, prior to even losing our weight, we went in to get this bed frame because this was the bed frame of our dreams. We loved it. The floating night tables on it. And the gentleman, when he sold us the bed frame, he's like, well, what kind of mattress are you going to buy? And we were like, oh, we're going to go to Sleep Country and just get a king size mattress. And we were extremely overweight at the time, both of us. And he's like, don't buy a mattress at Sleep Country. Not that they don't have good mattresses, but he goes, you guys are bigger guys. So you might want to consider looking into a very high quality mattress for yourself. And at first we were like, sure, why not? Whatever. But he gave us the card. We went to the warehouse where the showroom where they sold a brand called Husky mattresses. And this is a Husky mattress. There's just one big mattress.
Hold this for a second.
I can there.
And just stop that. Like, continue talking like that.
Yes. So
Try and stay. Can you flip this one?
I don't think you can yeah, you should be able to. There should be a section.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So what ends up happening is this mattress has a cooling gel on top. There's an actual zipper. I'm not going to pull out the complete apart, but the topper comes out. It is not a memory foam. We tried memory foam. We didn't like it. It has some type of memory foam in it, but it's very thin. But the cooling gel is what keeps the mattress cool as well. So having the cooling gel in our mattress, having the sheet really helps us with that. This mattress is also non-moving. So I could lay on my side of the bed and roll around as much as I want, and Nick doesn't feel it. Nick does not feel it, which is great. So if you sleep with somebody that moves a lot and that's waking you up, find ways, or maybe think of like looking into maybe getting a new mattress, or finding ways that you guys can work together to prevent that from happening somehow. We don't have that issue right now, but I'm sure there's some tips that other people can give you for sure. Pardon me? Yes. And then our humidifier. We realize how important it is for our noses, and just
we keep it running all day almost.
yeah. It's
because I have as a child, I had frequent nosebleeds and I have dry nose issues, and we live in a condo, so forced air system makes my nose hurt often. And so we have this running almost all the time to kind of help us make sure that we keep our nasal cavities a little more moist. Another thing that we do too is we take some supplements at night.
we do take supplements at night. Well, not we take melatonin.
Our washroom.
Yes. We take magnesium. We take 5-HTP, and we take melatonin.
Melatonin and magnesium is to help with the sleep. Magnesium is to help with the muscles as well. And then 5-HTP is actually for mood elevation.
It does. It says helps to promote a healthy mood balance. Other ways of getting magnesium. Let's say you're like, oh my God, I don't want to take another pill, or I have a hard time swallowing pill, because magnesium pills are huge.
Yeah.
They're never tiny. There's also magnesium oil that you can buy that you can spray underneath your feet. Put some socks on, and then it helps you actually fall asleep. There are also patches you can buy that help you sleep. Again, we are not promoting anything, but we've heard that they actually work. So take it into consideration and see if any of these little tips could help you get a better night's sleep.
So we'll go back to, we're walking back. I'll give you this.
Yes.
You can switch that, and I'll fix the camera here. Okay, so
Where are we?
I know there's questions too. I saw your questions coming up as we were chatting, so give me a second
I'm
to
going to
catch
turn
up.
this camera off right
Yes,
now.
and we'll go back to our main screen. There we go. And we're back. So there was some questions I saw come up, but we were not here right now at that time. So let me look it up what you guys said. So the pillows, we bought them at Sleep Country Canada, which is a Canadian company. They're called Polar Ice pillows. There's a cooling gel in them, and they work really well. And it's especially for us, because we have a king size bed. What's really great is that we never have to turn our pillow around, because if my section that I'm sleeping on right now gets hot, I just go, and then it's cold. Then I go, it's cold. I sleep like a typewriter, so I'm like, ching. Remember we said earlier about getting tangled in our clothes? That's why I move a lot in my sleep, and so does he. So the two of us are like dancing in bed at night while we're sleeping.
Yeah, they're called the Polar Tropic Pillows.
Yeah.
And they're a cooling pillow that makes you sleep better, and sleep is a breeze.
Yeah.
And what's really cool I will say this, and we're not paid sponsors with them at all, but they do have a lot of times a buy one, get one free. So that's where
wait for the sale.
It's on right now. That's the only reason I'm telling you. I saw it.
Okay,
it's
right
buy
now
one, get one free.
So
it could be worth it.
Yeah.
Because they are not, I'm telling you, buying things for your sleep and for your journey, yes, it can get expensive, but if it's for you, it's worth it. Like, look at it as being part of that way to reward yourself. I know it sounds silly, but trust me, you get that pillow and you'll be like, oh, these pillows are extremely firm as well. They're not a soft pillow. We don't like extremely soft pillows.
And that's another thing. So Tracy said once they bought a mattress and they hated it, they sent it back and got a new one.
Yeah.
Make sure if your mattress sucks, don't keep it. Don't say, I'll get used to it eventually. No. But by that night 3, I'm saying give it a good college try, but by night 3.
And I also want to reiterate, we understand not everybody can go out and buy a new mattress immediately, but there's always mattress toppers that you can look into as well to make your mattress more comfortable for you. So consider looking on, Walmart has mattress toppers. Amazon has mattress toppers. You can go to a sleeping company and they can provide you options with mattress toppers. That would be maybe a little less expensive, but yet provide you with that need of a better night quality sleep.
So a lot of the stuff we showed you guys tonight, Andy, a lot of the things we showed you are on our Amazon shop. So I shared the link earlier in chat.
Oh, I didn't show them our clock. That's the one thing I forgot.
Yeah, jeanlucandnick.com/Amazon. You want to talk about the clock, though?
I do, actually, because I think it's an important thing. Not only is sleep important, but guess what? Waking up in the morning is still important, right? Like, we're like, oh, get great sleep. Forget about waking up. You can sleep for days. No, you still got to wake up in the morning. So one of the things that we realized is a long time ago, waking up with a alarm was not conducive to us. It pissed us off.
It made Nick
It got
bitchy.
Nick very angry. It didn't bug me as much, but it's annoying.
Did it really? Yeah, it
It's
did.
annoying.
It did.
Yes.
It made me. I don't like getting. Okay, I'll say this, everybody. I love sleeping. So whoever or whatever wakes me up gets my wrath.
Yes.
So the alarm gets my wrath. And so when it's a nicer alarm, it's kind of like
I get his wrath.
I don't give you wrath anymore.
No, just face.
Yeah, I give you face. It takes me a long time to wake up, everybody. I'm not a good morning person. I'll be honest. Everyone, I'm not a morning person. He is.
What's great about this alarm is
He's like Cinderella.
What's great about he keeps interrupting me. You can tell him about the alarm.
Oh, you can.
I'm done.
So the alarm that we use. So what Jean-Luc does is that it actually allows you to set a sunrise on your alarm. So what it does is half an hour before you're about to wake up. So say you want to wake up for 7, the alarm clock at 6:30 starts simulating a sunrise. So it slowly starts turning on this orange light, and eventually, as you get to your time of waking up, it's completely a bright light. And at that point, we've set it up to have a bird chirping. So birds chirp when it's time for us to wake up.
It's not plugged in right now, so you really can't see it. So there's a time right there.
And you can set multiple different times. And so for us, it's a good tool because, like we said, we don't like getting shocked or waked. So this gives us a time to slowly, gradually wake up and be able to get up and not feel that's you know what it is? It's like you get scared every morning.
Yeah.
It's like your body, you get scared every morning because your thing goes off and it's not because your heart just like jumps because it's like
you get started. You're like, oh no,
startled.
And all of a sudden, like, what a way to start your morning.
Like, whereas this is like
it makes you feel like you're a princess in a Disney movie.
It does.
Because it's like
you're Snow White walking around, the birds are like picking up your stuff.
I know why. It makes you feel completely different because we gradually wake up in bed instead of getting startled up.
I want the birds. I want the cats to come help us get ready in the morning.
You're so funny. So it is something to look into. They're maybe $30 on. We bought ours on Amazon years ago. We still use it to this day. It's never died on us. We love this. If it does happen to
we'll get another one.
Die, we will be buying another one. Definitely.
It's amazing for the winter.
Yes.
Summer, it's not as bad, but winter, when we have to wake up for step class or anything and it's dark, I am not good at waking up when it's dark. It's one of the big things that I have a problem with. So it's harder for me to wake up in the winter, but this helps us because our room is literally full of sunshine by the time it goes off. So
it's just a nice bright light, which is fantastic, and it's gradual. So
I hope you guys enjoyed our chat about sleep tonight. Again, your homework for today, for this session, so if you're watching now or later, I want you guys to share one of your tips for your sleep. What are things you do that help you get a good night's sleep? If it's drinking tea, what tea are you drinking? If it's, you have a music you listen to or you wind down by meditating, let us know what you're doing in the Facebook group, the KickStart Facebook group, or in the forum on the dashboard. Just share how you do this because then it might help somebody else who's struggling with sleep. And like we said, it's a very big, important thing in life. And I know a lot of us struggle with this. And so, and if you're looking for our music.
This is our music right here.
You can show it up here too.
This is our music. It's called music. It's called calming music for anxious cats.
Yes, it's cat music. So not only works on us, it works on the cats too.
I won't lie.
It's double work. It helps us both, all 5 of us have a good sleep.
I'll tell you guys a quick little funny story before we log off for the night.
Yes, I know where you're going.
When we went to visit my parents a few years ago, they had years ago now actually, because my dad was still at home with my mom at the time, and we went to bed and we had started using this music, and we bring a portable our speaker with us and we play it, and the music at points happens to. Birds start chirping in the music. And our alarm actually does that too at home. But we didn't realize that. And we don't have the alarm when we travel, just the music. So out of the blue the next morning, My
No,
mom,
it was that night.
that night, yes, yes,
They
yes,
were
yes.
walking around looking for the
They were
birds.
looking. My parents were looking for the bird that got caught in the house because
They were hearing
they
the
could hear
bird.
the bird chirps, but they didn't know where the bird was coming from.
And we woke up hearing them looking. We're like, it's us.
It's us. It's our
our
music.
music.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
They thought they left the patio door open and a bird had gotten into the
But
condo.
you brought me something, another point why we do this. And this is a big reason why we have this music. Who travels sometimes when you show up somewhere else and the sounds you hear at this new place are so different that you have a hard time falling asleep? The music we listen to means that anywhere we go, we hear the same sounds. That's why we use it. When we go on vacation, we're on a cruise ship, we turn it on. When we travel, we go to visit our parents, we put it on. When we go somewhere in a different town, by train tracks, by an airport, we put this on. You go to a hotel and you're next door to loud neighbors. You turn the music on and you don't hear anything else. You hear that music.
And
that's why we do it.
And we want to reiterate, just because this works for us, this music might not work for you.
But
it took us a
yours.
long time to find what works for us. So you can go into YouTube. Yeah. You can go to YouTube. You can go to all these other places. If you're Spotify, look for music that helps you sleep. Nick and I went through different reiterations of music. We tried white noise, dark, black noise, white noise, brown noise, all the noises, everything.
We had one that was a fan.
Yeah, it was just the humming of a fan.
And by like night one, by like 10 minutes in, I was like, there's a pattern. And I kept counting the pattern. Oh, there it starts again.
And he'd just wake up.
I couldn't fall asleep because I kept listening for the pattern. And I just stood up and I was like, the next day I was like, we can't use that music. It was like, I can't. We have to switch it.
So what we've done for this music is it's on random all the time. And it is on multiple repeats. So it just randomizes
shuffle
and random.
Yeah.
Well, and he can never find out where the music starts and ends, which is a thing.
Which is a thing for me because if I hear the pattern and I start, and what it's done to now is that when we hear this music, we instantly get tired. So it's a mechanism. So if you do struggle when you travel, if you realize sometimes, maybe look into adding some music to your sleep routine, something soft, just so you can have something that covers noise. And then someday when you travel, bring that same music with you and see if it does a difference for you when you're on vacation or when you travel and visiting different places.
And I also love the idea of even just having a regular fan in your room. We have a fan in ours as well. It was parked away in the corner there. So we also have a fan that we bring out whenever we need it.
And when we turn it on, it goes...
You're such a nerd.
Can you imagine?
You're such a nerd, but I love it. So on that note, hopefully you enjoyed our session tonight about sleep and how important it is. And hopefully you picked up 2 little points that might help you on getting better sleep.
Exactly. So for those of you in Zoom, please stick around. We will be with you shortly. For those of you watching on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok, we'll see you later.
Bye.
And remember, you can catch all of our shows, everything we do for free on jeanlucandnick.com. And we will be in step tomorrow morning. I've actually told them what I want to do is I want to set an alarm in the living room on this speaker.
You didn't tell me that, but now you did.
But I mean, I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
I had an idea.
I was like, you didn't tell me.
And then put it on my phone because I used my phone that night and put my phone on the dresser.
Okay.
Just ways that we don't actually. I might have you put it on the dresser because I want to play my phone, and I'll give it to you. And you can just throw it. Just throw it across the room.
I won't throw it up. He's gonna make me get up and put his phone on. No, I'll put it on my dresser.
You're closer.
Put it on my dresser.
Yeah, but you can just reach it and turn it off.
I won't.
Okay. So we will see if it works. Actually, it has to work. We will be in step tomorrow morning. Hey, Lynn, call us tomorrow morning. We'll use Lynn and Nisha. You guys are registered. Just give us a call.
If we cancel class, it's their fault.
Yeah, if you cancel class, blame
Lynn and Nisha.
Yeah. On that note, bye everybody.
Good night, everybody. Have a good one.